मैं सारिਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਸ਼ਟਰ ਗਾਨ ਲਈ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ।
जी
निहाल सत श्री अकाल। Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Ministers, respected members, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to the inaugural session of the 16th Punjab Vidhan Sabha and congratulate you all for your success in the general election. At the very outset, I also wish to thank the people of Punjab for the remarkable clarity of vision displayed by them in the just concluded assembly elections in the state. It is a matter of great satisfaction that the electoral exercise was conducted in a free and fair manner. Credit for this goes to the people of Punjab, officers of the state administration, and the Election Commission of India. The people of Punjab have overwhelmingly voted for change and have given my government a historic mandate. This mandate is of hope and aspiration. The people of Punjab have reposed faith in not only a new approach to governance, but also to a new political culture that stresses the need to place the citizen at the center of our thoughts, action, and policies. This is a truly momentous occasion, as the people of the state have just scripted a new chapter in the history of democracy in the state and the country. It is with great humility and profound hope that my government accepts the mandate given to it by the people of Punjab. It is a mandate that carries the dreams and aspirations of the Aam Aadmi, regardless of caste, class, gender or creed. There is one unifying, resounding message that the people have sent out. They want good governance that emerges out of clean politics, and to achieve this, they have shown their eagerness to engage with the political process. In the age of cynicism, people of Punjab came together to usher in inqilab in the hope of a better day, in hope of re-establishing Rangla Punjab. My government believes Punjab can be defined in one word: potential. My government will strive to ensure that every citizen of Punjab is given the opportunity to realize their dreams and potential. And to realize this potential, our potential, we must look ahead and march forward. Forward to a Punjab where everyone is treated with respect. Forward to a Punjab that creates jobs for everyone. Forward to a Punjab where people are partners in progress. Forward to a Punjab where our women are safe and sound. Forward to a Punjab where our farmers are happy and are respected. Forward to a Punjab which leads by example and is the #1 state in the country. Forward to a Punjab where our future is rooted in our Punjabiyat. Forward to a Punjab which is fearless and proud. Forward to a Punjab which fulfills the aspirations of its people. Forward to a Punjab which fulfills the dreams of Sayyid Bhagat Singh and Baba Ambedkar. And this is my government's commitment to you, my fellow citizens, that my government will work with all my heart to realize your dreams, for this is what Punjab is all about, its people. My government believes that in democracy, people are the king. Janta Raj mein Janta hi Raja. And this is what my government will be all about. My government intends to deepen and strengthen our democracy by partnering with people, especially in issues that affect them on a daily basis. My government believes that good governance should reflect the concern of all sections of society. Equally, development must include the well-being of every citizen. The goal of a safe and progressive Punjab cannot be achieved unless each and every citizen feels safe to pursue their livelihood, their way of life and faith. It would be the endeavour of my government to deliver on all promises made to the people of Punjab and live up to the faith reposed in my government. The past 5 years have seen a serious disconnect between the people and the government. The rulers became inaccessible, not only to the common people, but even to their representatives. They began to look at themselves as the masters and the people as their civil subjects. This ran against the very concept of democracy, in which people alone are the masters, and those in the government had to function as their conscientious servants. To my government, accessibility is the cornerstone on which the edifice of its relationship of trust and mutual affection with the people rests. My government proposes not only to welcome every individual to its door, but also to reach out to them, especially the poorest in every nook and corner of the state. A major area of concern to my government is the injection of bitterness, personal as well as political, into the affairs of the state. Character assassination, which has never been a component of Punjab culture, became the norm. This tendency was also at the root of the confrontationist politics that Punjab saw during the past years. This could only have disastrous implications for the future of Punjab and its people, as it merely frittered away the creative energy that could flow from a constructive working together of the ruling and the opposition parties. The people of the state have clearly rebuffed this confrontationist tendency by voting in favor of an agenda for good governance and development based on a broad Punjabi consensus. My government truly honors this mandate and is determined to be guided by it. My government is committed to the rule of law, and the law alone will deal with any aberration. It calls for an all-party consensus on some minimum standards of decorum and dignity in the conduct of public figures. The people of the state have firmly and repeatedly expressed themselves against corruption in society. The verdict in the just concluded elections was also a mandate against this menace. The problem is symptomatic, the true source of which lie in general, all-round and pervasive decline in moral standards in our society. It calls for a massive social movement, spearheaded by the government and the opposition party, to wage a war on corruption. This war on corruption will be led by the people of Punjab. My government will adopt a policy of zero tolerance towards corruption. On its part, my government will make a transparent and corruption-free administration the cardinal principle in its approach to governance. My government is committed to end all sorts of illegal syndicates and transport, liquor, sand mining in the state. These antisocial elements have looted Punjab in the past during the previous regime and deprived the state exchequer of the funds to the tune of thousands of crores, which could have been used for the welfare of common people. Health and education are the bedrock of human and social development and empowerment. My government stands committed to all-round improvements in these two vital sectors. Accordingly, policies will be implemented to strengthen and expand educational and health infrastructure. Existing hospitals will be made world-class and new hospitals will be developed on a large scale. My government will ensure every citizen has access to world-class, affordable health services. Every citizen of the state will get treatment completely free in the government hospitals of the quality that private hospitals provide. Medicines will be provided at the hospital itself. It will be ensured that machines in hospitals work at full capacity. Every citizen of the state will be issued a health card on which all information will be completely digital. Further, 16,000 PIN and ward clinics will be established all over the state on the lines of Mohalla Clinic in Delhi. My government will make sure that anyone who suffers from a road accident can be saved. For this, a scheme of the pattern of Farishte scheme in Delhi will be launched in the state, under which anyone can take a road accident victim and get them admitted to any hospital, and they will be given free treatment. It does not matter how expensive the hospital is or how expensive the treatment is, each citizen will be given free treatment and their lives will be saved. My government believes that quality education is essential for nation building. My government will work towards a complete transformation of the education sector. On the lines of Delhi, my government will strive to ensure that the education imparted at government school is even better than private schools. We will ensure that the fees of schools are regulated to ease the burden on the common people. My government is committed for creating conducive environment in the education sector in Punjab. Most of the teachers in Punjab have been working for only rupees 10,000 per month from the last 18 years, which was unfair. Teachers used to be assigned non-teaching tasks. There have been huge vacancies of the post of the teachers. For the existing available teachers, there has not been any training for modern teaching methods. My government will make permanent recruitment on existing vacant posts and will formulate a policy for regularizing the jobs of existing outsourced and contractual teachers. To have an impact on the quality of teaching, teachers will be sent abroad for training in modern teaching method in Finland, Canada, USA and England, along with the management institutes of the country. Teachers will not be assigned any non-teaching work so that they are able to concentrate upon the teaching of the students, which will further lead to an impact on the quality of education in the state. My government will formulate a transparent transfer policy to mitigate the sufferings of the teachers. There will be a policy for promotion of the teachers, cashless medical facility for teachers and their family members will be put in place for their welfare. Electricity is a very big issue in Punjab and the situation is very bad. Despite being a power surplus state, the electricity tariffs in Punjab are the highest in India because there was a nexus between the private power plant and those in power. My government is committed to provide relief to the people and exarch of Punjab from this nexus. Even though the previous government had restored to false propaganda of cheaper power in Punjab as compared to the rest of the country and the false claim of waiver all domestic bills, arrears of unpaid bills, nothing has happened in reality. My government is committed to give 300 units free electricity to each household in Punjab, with which about 80% household will get zero power bill. Domestic electricity connections which were disconnected due to non-payment of the power bill arrears will be restored. My government is committed to ensure round-the-clock power supply in Punjab. However, since infrastructure upgradation will be required for 24 hours of power supply, it would take some time for implementation. It would take about 2 to 3 years to provide 24-hour power supply. Needless to say, all existing electricity schemes, including free power for farmers and the present rate of tariff for industries, will continue. My government is committed to address the issue of the farmers on priority so that their problems are mitigated. The Annadata cannot feel helpless. My government will make agriculture a profession of dignity and make it profitable. Farmers who are affected by natural causes during this year would not only be provided compensation, but the same would be enhanced in proportion to the production cost. Crop loss compensation will be credited to the account of each affected farmer and laborer by 30th April. A special plan to make agriculture and animal husbandry profitable would be unveiled shortly. Paddy stubble would be used for power, cardboard and agro-based industries, which would provide employment to the youth of Punjab, making agriculture profitable. Special efforts would be made to facilitate the women agriculturists of Punjab. My government will promote seed production so that Punjab becomes a seed hub. Crop diversification and increase in area under basmati, cotton, mustard, maize and oil seed shall be undertaken so that the groundwater can also be saved. Even though the previous government claimed to have distributed soil health cards to the farmers, but the ground reality is completely different. My government will ensure that each and every farmer gets SHC of his or her field so that he or she may use the fertilizers, etc. accordingly. This will lead to reduction in their expenditure on agriculture and will add to their income. My government will strengthen the existing soil testing labs and will set up more labs at the block levels so that all the farmers are able to avail the benefits of these labs. My government will revamp the block offices of the agriculture department so that information about schemes of the government percolates to each and every household in the villages and people may avail benefits of those schemes. My government will lay special emphasis on veterinary services, research on genetic improvement of animal breeds, taking up of shrimp farming and quality fish seed in Punjab, commercialization and mechanization of dairy sector will be promoted, cooperatives will be encouraged with assistance for value addition, marketing, branding and sale of products. The menace of adulteration of milk and milk products will be effectively combated. Punjab is the land of martyrs and heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of the motherland. My government salutes the patriotic and brave soldiers of the state who have always led from the front. My government is committed to provide relief, honorarium of rupees 1 crore to the families of the martyrs, Jawans of Punjab. My government is committed to the upliftment of the scheduled caste community in the state. My government will provide free education to the students, free foreign education for college students, free medical service and free coaching for cooperative exams, competitive exams to the persons of the scheduled caste community of the state. The previous government have neglected the government medical colleges in the state. While there is only a slight increase in the number of seats of government colleges of Patiala, Amritsar and Faridkot, there has been little effort to establish medical colleges at district level. Further, there are only 675 seats of MBBS in the government colleges of Punjab and about 770 seats in half a dozen private medical colleges in Punjab, where minimum charges ranging from rupees 50 lakhs to rupees 80 lakhs are being levied on the students for medical degrees. The students of poor and middle class can't afford these seats. Even with good rank, and students with wealthy families get these seats even at medical ranks. These aspiring students belong to ordinary and middle class families, are compelled to go to countries like Ukraine. My government will take major steps to establish and reform government medical colleges, universities, so that the students of Punjab would not be forced to study abroad. Future of Punjab rests with its youth, and this occupies a unique place in my government set of priorities. Every step will be taken to harness the youth force for the constructive regeneration of the state. Even though Jalandhar is a hub of the sports industry, but there is no institute for the training of the youth in sports there. My government will make the country's biggest sports university at Jalandhar. Lack of employment for the state youth is the major cause of drug addiction in the state, and it is also a major cause of immigration to the foreign countries. It has been happening due to incompetency of previous governments. Even though Congress had promised to give employment in every household of Punjab in the last election of 2017, but nothing was done by the Congress government during the last 5 years. The lack of jobs within the state has forced an exodus of children who are looking for opportunities abroad. My government will endeavor to reverse this trend by providing ample employment and business opportunities in Punjab. Youth will not only be provided employment and salary according to their qualification, but they will also be provided new opportunities for startups so that they can create jobs too. The government is committed for the welfare of the traders and businessmen of the state. We will create conducive atmosphere so that trade and industry flourishes. Neither any new tax will be imposed for any existing tax will be announced in the coming 5 years so that there is no frightening flight of any trade or business from the state. My government will ensure traders and industries are partners in Punjab's progress. My government will establish a special commission comprising of only traders and businessmen as its members, who will make decisions and formulate policies. My government will provide a special impetus to the new industry, especially to MSMEs, which form the backbone of Punjab's industrial sector. In order to improve the working condition of Punjab's industries, we will urgently seek to restore damaged infrastructure in our existing industrial focal points. In order to promote industrial revival, unutilized lands in underdeveloped industrial estates. Our focal points shall be made available to the industry at competitive rates. Immediate action will be taken by the government if any elected representative or officials ask for share from businessmen. Government will work closely with traders and new schemes will be formulated to promote business. A safe environment for business will be created by completely eliminating Inspector Raj, Red Raj and illegitimate tax. All previous fake FIRs against the traders will be scrapped. My government will also work closely with manufacturers and exporters to ensure that Punjab establishes itself prominently in the global map of production. Punjab is among the states with the largest segment of NRIs. There is hardly a family in any village, town or city without one or more members residing abroad. The contribution of these NRIs is truly immense, but is sometimes underrated. My government proposes to put this segment high on its list of priorities. It has been a long outstanding demand of the NRIs belonging to Doaba region that there should be an airport for them in the periphery. My government is committed to make an international airport for them in Jalandhar. Further, the government shall also strengthen the grievance redressal mechanism for NRIs for their various issues. Basic services are a right of the people and they cannot be mired in red tape. My government is committed to implement doorstep delivery service system in the state so that people get freedom from middlemen, brokers and long queues in the government offices and service centers. Citizens will be able to avail services from the comfort of their homes. These would include the essential public services such as getting caste and marriage certificate, driving license, ration card, new water connections, electricity connections, etc. Further, my government will prepare a district performance dashboard which would ensure accountability for delays in giving services to the people. My government shall be unwavering in its commitment for the empowerment of women in the state and will formulate a scheme for the empowerment of women, which will be the biggest scheme ever for the empowerment of women in the whole world. This scheme will have a monumental effect on their upliftment. Under this scheme, to start with, my government will provide rupees 1,000 per month every woman above 18 years of age. Sorry. While older women will get rupees 1,000 in addition to senior citizens pension. Financial literacy will be one of the pillars of the scheme. It will make them independent and empower them. It will give them choice clubbed with financial literacy. It will promote saving, thrift and investment. It will enable dignity in fulfilling their small desires, such as older women in our society will be able to spend something for their daughter when she visits them. Housewives will not have to often run behind their husband, make them get something for their children. Girls will not have to ask their father if they want to buy something from market for themselves, etc. The past few years have seen the state suffer from the twin menace of breakdown of law and order and the collapse of rule of law. My government firmly believes that maintenance of peace and protection of life and property of the citizen is the first moral and constitutional obligation of any government. While my government would ensure that the law enforcing agencies in the state maintain constant vigilance in this regard, in no case will they be allowed to trample on the rights and the dignity of the common citizen through the unjustified and blind use of force. Rule of law will be established in letter and spirit. It is bold efforts to add vision to reality and dreams to brass tacks. My government is committed to give an honest and scrupulous and stern government to the people of Punjab, so that no one dares to commit any crime in the state and there is a peaceful atmosphere. All cases of the bomb blast, sacrileges, including Bargadi sacrilege, operations of gangsters in the state, etc., will be investigated thoroughly so that all the guilty, including their masterminds, are brought to book. It will be ensured that there is corruption-free recruitment of police officers. Posting will be on merit and integrity, and there is no interference of any elected representative or political leader in the working of the state police. VIP culture goes against the ethos of my government. My government already taken steps to prevent any misuse of the police force by withdrawing any additional personal security which is against the norms. Police forces would be strengthened to tackle crimes and law and order situation to ensure that the peace prevails in the state. Conditions of the working of the police force will also be ameliorated, as my government is conscious of the fact that the police work under difficult circumstances, often leading to stress and health issues. Steps will also be taken to ensure sensitization of the police force. Borders of the state will be protected meticulously so that no terrorist may enter in the state and there is no smuggling of drugs from across the border. This is very important, please. Why don't you thump your desk? This is very important. Again I repeat it. Borders of the state will be protected meticulously so that no terrorist may enter the state and there is no smuggling of drugs from across the border. For the safety of our state, this is most important. That's why I called you. My government will ensure the police forces are equipped with the latest and best technology to avert and intercept any threats from across the border, including that of drones being used for smuggling of narcotics and weapons from across the border. This is the most important steps you will be taking. My government will not let any fund crunch come in the way of putting in place safety and security measures for women's safety and to control crime. Entire state will be covered with CCTV network which will help to tackle the crime rate in the state. No stone would be left unturned by my government to free the state of drug menace in 6 months. However, all previous fake FIRs against the innocent people will be scrapped and an element of fear will be removed from the minds of the people. Employees form the backbone of any government and are the sole mechanism of delivery of services. Previous government treated this significant segment to royal neglect. My government is determined to undo this, as it considers every employee as a partner in its dream of a prosperous Punjab. My government is committed for the welfare of the Anganwadi and Asha workers. Their pay and incentive amounts will be doubled. My government is committed to address the problem of the lawyers of the state. Chambers for them will be built in the court complexes. My government will provide insurance cover to them and their families. My government is committed to end the transport mafia in the state and resolve all issues of the transport sector. A commission of 10 to 15 members will be constituted for the transport sector, comprising representatives of the state transport unions. The new transport policy will be formulated by the commission. Decision of this commission will be implemented by the government so that the problem faced by the people in this business, including truck operators, can be resolved from time to time. There is a serious issue of cleanliness across the various cities of Punjab, including Ludhiana, Bathinda, Amritsar and Jalandhar. Roads in the existing markets in the cities are in shambles and there is no facility of public toilets or proper parking in the markets. My government will provide best cleanliness facilities, including proper sewage drainage, solid waste management in the cities so that they look beautiful. Moreover, proper infrastructure, including parking, public toilets and other facilities for the markets will be created by my government. Punjab is the land of gurus and saints, and even in Gurbani, special importance has been given to environment. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, through his verse, Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Dharat Mahant. Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Dharat Mahant has given a status of Guru to air, father to water and mother to earth. human well-being is strongly linked to environment. In the last few decades, human-inflicted stress on natural resources have led to immense adverse impact on environment. My government will take innovative initiatives to improve the environment. A special focus will be given by my government to improve water quality of our rivers. To achieve this, common effluent treatment plants will be set up for industrial sectors and sewage treatment plants for all cities and towns. My government will also lay special emphasis on cleaning and improvement of village ponds, which would also help in improving the water table through groundwater recharge. Concrete steps will be taken by my government to provide clean air to citizens of Punjab. Industries using polluting fossil fuels like coal, furnace oil, etc. will be provided technical guidance for adopting natural gas and other cleaner fuels, and requisite policy level efforts will be made for the same. To tackle the issue of paddy straw burning in fields, my government will demonstrate and promote technology-based solutions like use of paddy straw for electricity generation and as industrial fuel, etc. To reduce pollution from transport sector, new technological interventions like electric vehicles, CNG operated vehicles, etc. will be promoted. Basic infrastructure for air quality monitoring would also be strengthened. My government has assumed charge at a time when the state is in the grip of a severe economic crisis, and loans incurred by the previous government overrun the state's total planned expenditure. The magnitude of unemployment has reached a frightening proportion, continues to increase. Price rise has broken the back of the common man, especially the poor. This economic crisis is the result of skewed priorities as well as neglect. There have been serious distortions in the previous government's approach, fiscal management, putting the state on a downward slide. These concerns have to be addressed. As a top priority, my government proposes to start process right away. The financial situation of the state has been under stress for the past few years, mainly on account of mismatch between receipts and expenditure. The persistence of large fiscal deficit over the years has led to accumulation of staggering debt, which reaching rupees 3.5 lakh crores now. The state is classified as debt state as the Government of India norms. As per the Reserve Bank of India State Finance Report 2021-22, Punjab's debt gross state domestic product ratio is 42.5%. The highest after Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. This clearly puts Punjab as the most indebted big state in India. The mounting debt burden is a cause of great worry, and my government will make all-out efforts to remedy the situation. My government will take suggestions from the common people, traders, businessmen, farmers, women, youth, and employees, find out the best solution for the problems being faced by them, and the state budget will be prepared after taking into account their suggestions. Opinions of the neglected and deprived section of the state will be reflected in the budget and the government schemes. In the end, I would like to reiterate my government's resolve, take the state forward on the path of peace, development and prosperity. It will seek cooperation from and offer help to everyone regardless of which side of the political fence one stands. In this regard, my government especially extends its hands of friendship, cooperation to the opposition party. Now it is your turn, sir. And seeking cooperation from opposition, you should be happy on the contrary. It is. It is determined to consign the bitterness of the past to the realm of the past. It is determined to get ahead, to keep its date with the promised goal of peace, prosperity and all-round development. With full dedication and commitment, with faith in the potential of Punjab and collaboration with its citizens, my government will work to bring back heydays of Punjab and build a Punjab that we know we can be the #1 state in the country. This will be a revolutionary model of inclusive governance in partnership with citizens. I wish you all a very happy and meaningful tenure, and I am confident discussion in the House will transcend all the political barriers and reflect highest tradition of democratic values, dignity, and placing our concern for the progress and welfare of the state above short-term political gains. Jai Hind.
ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਸ਼ਟਰ ਗਾਨ ਲਈ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ।